We had a rough week last week. No question. Over 40,000 deaths in America, over 759,000 confirmed cases, 166,000 deaths around the world, 2.4 million confirmed cases. But we are getting ahead of this vicious, vicious virus. There's a lot of political shenanigans, but some good things are going to happen this week. Mark my words, by Friday, we're going to look back at this week and we're going to say this was the week we made some significant progress. It looks like the Democrats are finally going to be shamed into going along with replenishing the fund that is assisting small businesses and business owners around this country. All the other garbage all the other peripheral stuff means nothing compared to the Democrats' refusal to put money back into the account of the Paycheck Protection Plan and the funding that businesses so desperately need to stay afloat. Do you know how many stories I saw over the weekend of small business owners that had gotten approved for a loan to help their business meet its payroll, only to be told, but Congress did not approve the funding, so the money isn't there. The well has run dry. Do you know how many people are having to go out of business now because there's no money in the kitty? All of the crap about Pelosi and her ice cream and blaming Trump and Trump gets an F and all this garbage about the blame game going back, who knew what back in January, February, none of that matters to an owner of a car wash or the owner of a small insurance agency or a waiter or waitress or anybody. The indignity, the righteous indignation that people had. Oh, Ruth's Chris got the financial stimulus money. You know how many hardworking waiters and waitresses who aren't exactly making $200,000 a year are out of work, who are waiters and waitresses in America? You want to pick on a chain because they got some of the money? Are you kidding me? You just as indignant about PBS getting money or museums, art museums? This is a difficult time, and gosh, do I appreciate the spirit of Congressman Dan Crenshaw. I can't wait to play for you his exchange with Bill Maher over the weekend. It was grace under fire. It was Bill Maher not having his cackling group of audience members, giving him cover. It was just one-on-one, two smart guys, one on the left, one on the right, and it was game, set, match Dan Crenshaw in pointing out the absurdity of trying to blame Trump for this entire coronavirus mess that we are in. Welcome in. We got a lot to cover today here in the ReliefFactor.com studios. In my kitchen again, working from home, isolating. I woke up today in a total panic. My doctor has prescribed niacin to help me with some stuff just to kind of offset some other things. And of course, I take all the stuff that I tell you I take. If I tell you I take it, I do. Balance of Nature, of course, Relief Factor for lower back pain. Love the things I get to tell you about. And my doctor just added in a little bit of niacin. I've got a new doctor, and he's pretty aggressive, and he's does a lot of he does Western, and he does a little bit of Eastern medicine, and I'm okay with that. Hey, I'm up for anything. I'm trying to take care of myself. Anyway, long story short, woke up, my forehead was burning, my cheeks were flush. I thought, okay, here it is. Here we go. Got to call the guys. Got to call Pavlina, figure out how we're going to keep the show up as I get taken away in a tent to the hospital. Because I got the COVID. I mean, my forehead was hot. Immediately went running into the bathroom, took my temperature, 97.3. It's like lower than it should be. And the doctor, I texted the doctor. Thank goodness I've got, he says, it's the niacin. He goes, how much niacin did you take? I said, so I took an extra tablet last night because I'm supposed to gradually go up to 4 tablets a night. It's a lot of niacin. He said, it's the niacin. And I'm like, oh, he said, it's a side effect. I told you, flushing, you get a flush feeling with niacin. Don't worry, you'll get used to it and you'll start to be able to tolerate. So I'm still hanging in. I am not going anywhere. My fever of 97.3 shouldn't take me down. just feel like a little flush feeling. But the reason I shared this stupid personal story with you is that I'm sure we're all worried at some point, if we don't know somebody who got it or a loved one who's been sick, we worry we're going to get sick. We worry we're going to catch it. We worry if we get it, what's going to happen? Where are we going to be able to beat it off? Are we going to be able to beat it back? Are we going to be able to survive it? Are we going to be able to have mild symptoms? Or are we going to be one of those poor, unfortunate souls who has had such a horrific time or who has died? This thing kills. 40,683 families in America can tell you that. This thing kills. Don't play around with it. I've got a real simple message about the protesters. And I get it. I understand the protests. People are enormously frustrated. There's a lot of contradictions going on. A lot of dumb things that don't seem to make a lot of sense. But President Trump and this coronavirus task force believe in the social distancing. They truly are convinced that that's why we're getting ahead of this curve. That's why we're going to keep the deaths. Listen, if we get out of this with 60,000 deaths, which is 60,000 too many, my heart goes out to every single one of those families. Many of those 60,000 deaths will have been young, healthy people. It's not just old people. It's not just vulnerable people. There are lots of young, healthy people who have been horribly ill and have died. This is a killer. So if you're going to protest, real simple. Follow the president's guidelines. Put a mask on. Put some gloves on. Stay at least 6 feet away from your fellow protester. This isn't hard. Don't give these jackals something to go after you at, come after you regarding your protest. Don't give them any ammunition. Follow the guidelines. If you're going to be with a bunch of other people outside a state capitol, put on a mask. Stay in your car. Stay at least 6 feet away from the person next to you. This should not be rocket science. We don't need, we're not ready. Sorry, we're not ready, nor should we be ready to be gathering shoulder to shoulder in big crowds of people. Is there anything about that statement you disagree with? Let me know. 1-800-655-MIKE.